Hey, Jerry, let's talk about this trend with the next gen multi-generational homes and how they've evolved.
Yeah.
So what's your take on them?
We talk about baby boomers and our population's gotten so much older, and there became a need to take care of an older population. So, 20, 30 years ago when you talked about multi-generational living, it meant, you only had maybe a parent alive and you moved them in with you and you had what we used to call a mother-in-law suite. Basically, it was a bigger bedroom similar to what a master bedroom would be with a bathroom. So your aging parent could live there. You could have a space for them that was their own. But over time, it's changed because builders saw a need that now they say, okay, we're going to give you that same bedroom with the bathroom, but we're going to add this space. And sometimes when you look on the floor plan, it's just these two walls and it's like a big U, but they call it the multi-use space. It could be teen space. It could be office space. It could be a living room.
Flex room.
The flex room. So they evolved it to add this extra, like, so if you threw a sofa, TV outside of this, so now your
it
parent,
could be the TV room for the in-laws if they were staying there.
But it also changed from just your older parents to the kids. So teenagers want to play their PlayStation, Xbox, or play games. That would give them a space to go.
But now it's even evolved more from there, right?
Right.
It was kind of like an in-law suite. Then they started building that tucked away bedroom with its own bathroom with the little flex room.
Yeah.
But now it's even evolved even more, and it's a hot trend. I mean, I get a lot of buyers that want to buy this next gen, this multi-generational home where the builder is building two houses in one.
What do you mean by that? Like,
So the house is 1,800 square feet, but in total it's like 2,200 square feet. So there's another 400 square feet that has a separate entrance from the outside as well as from the inside where it has its own living quarters. There's a kitchen, there's a bedroom, there's a bathroom, and there's even a small little laundry spot. So that's become really popular.
yeah, and I'm even seeing now with the third car garage where you have a 2-car garage attached to the main house, a single car garage attached to this flex space or this multi-generational space where they can enter from the garage into the house. And again, like you said, kitchen, so stove, refrigerator, microwave, living space, bedroom. It's like a little studio apartment within the house.
Yeah, at one point a few years back when my wife's father was early onset dementia, we were looking at moving them into our house, but we didn't have the separate living quarters. And so we actually went down the road of entertaining, maybe doing a new build with one of these next gen homes so we could have him with us, but he had his own living quarters. It would have been an ideal situation, but we eventually didn't pull the plug on it, and we just stayed where we're at and put him in assisted living. And so that was one of the he could afford to go in assisted living, but I think the reason why most of these multi-generational homes are popular is because the kids now are taking on their baby boomer parents,
Right.
and they don't have the money to go in assisted living because these places are $3,000 and up a month. So these multi-generational homes is a solution to bringing the elderly back into the home, and you're taking care of them.
Well, I think it's also worked the opposite way. I was up in Flagstaff at Presidio, one of their subdivisions. They have a main house out front, 2-car garage, 4-bedroom, 3-bath, really nice. But then they have a detached, almost casita in the back, which has a single-car garage,
This
full
is
kitchen.
a newer home?
Newer home.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's how they're building them up there.
So it's detached.
Yeah. But the thing up there is the price points are very expensive in the Flagstaff market. Generally those are in the 1.1. You might be able to get in at the low 900s, but generally 1.1 and very little yard. But the idea is that if you have a kid that's 26, 27 years old, he can't go out and replace or live there because of the cost of living in that area. So they gives him his own space.
It's kind of serves two purposes. One, they designed them for the in-law or the elderly parent to move in,
Right.
But we're also seeing it now. No, it's the parents are buying the house because they can afford it, but they're younger 24-year-old can't afford to purchase a home, especially in Flagstaff right now. What's the average price up there? It's probably $580.
No. Flag. When you look on our website and you pull up the Flagstaff market, average value is over $690 now.
Yeah, that's insane.
$690.
So could you imagine graduating from NAU and you want to live up in Flagstaff? You probably can't afford a home up there. But if you got parents that have a home that has a separate living quarters, a casita or the in-law suite or something, then they can afford to live with you. But I that's why I think this has become such a big trend with our economy and with our interest rates.
And I think the other thing is, as you see the evolution that we talk about, from just the bedroom, bathroom, to the flex space, to the kitchenette that's attached to the house, to the detached casita,
right,
that, when you have a buyer that goes, well, I know I need this now because I've got my parents, I got to move in, or my kids, I got to stay here. So it works. But what happens when they either pass away or the kids move out or whatever? I've got this space. Well, the other big popular thing right now is the Airbnb or the Verbo, where you can just rent that space out and it become an income maker, which I think that's a benefit when you're looking at it that way to the way they're building in Flag versus the way they're kind of building more down here where it's just part of the house. Because, again, I watch those commercials and the host and the Airbnb. I'm like, I'd be one of those guys. Everybody doesn't want to have any fun. But, that's one of the things that you have to kind of look at is future value. And I think about what you just said when you're moving your parents in. But how much would that cost you to retrofit your house to make that happen with a kitchenette, extra living space, bedroom? I mean, how much are you spending there?
Oh, I believe me, I contemplated and had that discussion with my wife, because it wasn't just her father, it was also her mother at one point too. So to convert, because I talked to my contractor buddy, to convert that big bonus room into a living quarters where it had its little kitchenette and bathroom to it, I was talking $75,000.
Now you've also changed the whole floor plan because your house wasn't originally designed to flow with that. And sometimes when you walk into those separate garage and the kitchenette and the living area, and you have that entrance, like you said, from the outside, and you have it into the house. Well, what tends to happen is when they close that door and you just walk into your front door, it's this long hallway, it turns out to be. And all of a sudden you feel like you're in a bowling alley. And this 2,700 square foot home feels like a 1,700 square foot home because you just lost 1,000 square feet. So a lot of times people are underwhelmed by the overall flow.
I agree to that some extent, but I've been in some recently because I have a buyer currently right now that is looking at next gen homes for the all intents purposes of taking in their elderly parent and caring for them. And so some of these homes, these floor plans are just amazing. They are really fantastic. And I get the analogy you were talking about, but some of the builders out there, it doesn't feel like that. You don't even realize there's a whole separate house attached to it the way they got these floor plans laid out right now. So they've come a long way. We really evolved from the early onset of having a second primary suite in the house to having the tucked away bedroom with its own little flex room to the Casitas or now the next gen homes. They've really evolved, and there certainly is a place and a purpose for it in today's market and economy.